I can't ever not laugh when I say Coca-Cola, dude. When I say a Spanish word in as if I was speaking Spanish, I think it's the most annoying thing in the world, dude. But it's so funny. And it's so funny if you do it knowing that it's the most annoying thing in the world. If you do it not knowing and you think that it's cool and that it makes you more cultured to say Coca-Cola instead of Coca-Cola, dude, you're dumb. That's what you are. You're fucking dumb. You're a dumb American, dude. What's going on, man? What's with you? What's with your life? Welcome to another episode of The Pupil's Life. I got a lot to talk about today, but not in that kind of, I got a lot to talk to you about, son, way. I just got a lot to talk about, I don't have like a lot to talk about, like I'm not going to lecture you. I just have a lot to talk about, It's fucking, well, not anymore, but it was Thanksgiving. And then Black Friday, man, I fucking, I splurged. Gonna be out of a job in 2 weeks. But I splurged. I couldn't help myself. I shouldn't say I splurged because I didn't splurge, I know if you're listening to this, you're like, what the fuck is this guy? He just says he's going to do one thing and then he says he did the opposite. I don't understand what this is about. I don't like this. This is confusing me. If you're thinking that, then you're probably new around here. Welcome. This is The Pupil's Life. I'm the pupil that the life is about. And I'm the fucking pupil that this show's life's about. I'm the white Mexican. I splurged. Well, I just said I didn't splurge, but I needed some things. That's why it's not a splurge. Is because I needed some things. Like, I needed a few new shirts, right? Because otherwise, every time I do this fucking show, I'm gonna be wearing the same white T-shirt, and you're just gonna be like, "This guy's fucking broke," and a fucking, why am I listening to a broke Mexican? And so, yeah, I got to put up with appearances. That's what they say, right? Once you get a better job, then you got to buy a better suit. Once you start a podcast, then you got to get a couple extra shirts at Goodwill, Dude, can you believe that I got this fucking shirt at Goodwill? People that don't go to Goodwill are missing out. They're missing out, man. I went to Goodwill. That's what I did on Black Friday. Is I went to Goodwill and I bought a bathing suit during winter and 2 long sleeve T-shirts, man. So, sort of like sweater, I guess. And Black Friday, I just did cyber shit, And it's such a. This is how little I know about Black Friday and just this whole fucking weekend. Is that I bought my online shit on Friday, and the day after, most of the sites that I bought it at were like, "Oh, Cyber Monday, dude, take an extra 20% off." from fucking the already Black Friday percent off that you had gotten. I'm like, dude, I'm the guy that needs that. I'm fucking, you should say that in your fucking advertisement emails, like, Black Friday, 40% off, man. But wait until Monday and there's going to be a 60% off, like, but they don't, man. It's all a fucking game to them. It's all a little fucking, they're like Spirit Airlines. Everybody's like Spirit Airlines, man. It's just, fucking reeling in the fucking impulsive buyers like myself, right? Because if they give you 40% off on Friday and you don't know what Monday is going to bring, then you're going to be like, oh, well, I got to buy a fucking buttload of shit before this 40% off dies off. And then you're like, you're all happy. And then Monday comes around and it's like, guess what, man? Now there's a 60% off. And you're like, well, that's not fair. But there's now a 60% off. Should I buy more? Right? And that's how they get you, dude. I'm not going to fucking fall for that. Right? I got in and I got out. I got the shit that I needed. And now I'm done. I'm done for the season. Man, I'm not buying anything again until next Black Friday. That's how I operate, is I just buy, a few items when it starts to get cold, a few survival items. I bought a new lid for my clean canteen because it's fucking, needed. And I don't know, man. I don't know why I don't like the feeling of buying things on Black Friday. It's just like I've got like 10 items in my cart and I'm like, dude, $450. Start fucking sweating. Start like, well, that's like food for a month. All right, maybe I can cut it down in half. Do I really need this hat? Haven't worn a hat since high school, dude. All right, the hat goes. And the hat's like $5, right? And so it's like, now you got $445. You're like, fuck. It's just like it's like you're wasting all your decision-making energy on bullshit. Go to Goodwill, fucking pop a couple of these off, and you're set, man. It's a Goodwill. Don't even get me started on Goodwill, man. Their dressing rooms are just not available for COVID reasons. And everybody's just trying shit on in the hallways or not in between the aisles. Like I fucking set 20 shirts and 5 pants down on like a piece of old furniture and just started sorting through it and trying it on over my clothes, and it's just like, what do you guys, where do I live, man? Why was I brought to this world where people just make dumb rules? Like fucking Los Angeles, dude, a ban on outdoor dining. Yeah. And there it went, dude. That's the sound of the restaurant industry in Los Angeles is, just fucking, just flatlining, dude. Dude, I'm so glad that I left when I was 18 or 19. I don't remember, but I'm so glad that I knew to leave that place. They're banning To Kill a Mockingbird. They're fucking, it's all noise, man. It's all fucking noise. At the end of the day, I don't live there, so it's not my battle. But the kinds of battles that I'm fighting, they're all either small trivial shit like Black Friday, or they're all internal big shit. Like this whole trip with my dad, dude, and going to Mexico. I've been still wrapping my head around that. Yeah, dude. It's almost like I got here and I immediately, my psyche or my ego was just like, all right, that never happened. just trying to remove myself from what that was. And so that, yeah, I started I forget what I've mentioned and what I haven't. All right. So if I'm repeating myself, just give me a fucking break. But I started or not if I haven't mentioned it, then it's not it's I started a 60-day meditation adventure, dude. I don't even want to call it a challenge because that assumes that I'm trying to accomplish something. I just started a little 60-day meditation adventure, right? 60 minutes of meditating for 60 days straight. Sit down, close your eyes, and just do nothing for 60 minutes. You don't have to focus on your breath, none of that nonsense. This is just purely sitting with your thoughts, not trying to come back to your breath and, oh, you thought about fucking what it would be like if you shit in your neighbor's yard? Well, everybody has those thoughts. Now come back to your breath and keep going in 1 and 2 out. You know, like I mean, that's awesome too. I've done that before, but I'm trying something different. All right. And so during those meditations, I've done like 9. I think today was day 9, day 8 or 9. It was 9. No, it was day 8. I don't fucking know, man. I started it last Friday and today is Saturday. So that's fucking, I think, 9 days. And I've been some of my, you know, I just mentioned that I'm trying to remove myself from what happened in Mexico, but I'm using some of that time to not just run away from what happened, because at the end of the day, it was a pretty difficult thing to do, you know, and my default was just like to ignore that I made strides in my fucking, you know, inner work. As I was telling my therapist, dude, I was telling him fucking, you know, like, yeah, dude, now I want to fucking, you know, now I want to start focusing on this and this and this. And one of the things I said was like, I don't even remember, but I said that, and then he's like, that's great. And also make sure that you like fully realize that like what you did down there, like telling your dad, you know, like you hurt me. And when I was like, all these things, like that's a big deal. And I was like, dude, you're fucking right. That is a big deal. That's a fucking huge deal. Just because I had a fucking out of body experience when I was doing it, and just like fucking, you know, just because of that doesn't mean that it wasn't a big deal, man. Like, you know, who the fuck else do I know that's gone back to their hometown to talk to their dad about their emotions and about their childhood, dude? Nobody. Fucking nobody, dude. Fucking zilch, dude. You know, fucking zilch. And you know, there's a reason that my fucking brain is trying to just be like, all right, that never happened. It's because it's like afraid of change, you know, and it's trying to fucking tell me a narrative that isn't the one that actually occurred. But so the 60-day challenge, man, if you want to try it, it's 60 days. As I said, just, you're not doing anything. You don't fucking sit outside with your dog. You don't fucking, you know, the point is to have as few distractions as possible and to let your thoughts be the only distractions. And so you can do it with your eyes open, your eyes closed. I think I'm doing it with my eyes closed. And it's been fucking hard, man. Like, it's not hard to just sit there, but the hard part is to like, when's it gonna end? You know, and to like want to open your eyes and look at the time. That's been the hardest thing for me. But it's how I start my day now. Every day, just an hour outside, This morning it was raining, and I was just fucking like sitting there. It's like, little it's like what I used to do with YouTube, just listen to, meditation, relaxing things and do it in my bedroom. But now I'm doing it outside, and it's what I've been wanting to do, right? Because I have this writing practice that I do it first thing in the morning. And I always was like, dude, what if one day I just don't write and I go sit outside or go do something outside in the morning, And I never allowed myself to do it. And now that I'm doing this practice, that's how I start my day, man. So I'm only on day 9. I'm not going to fucking sit here and like, talk your ear off about how amazing it is. And because, I've only started. What I will say is that I have watched one 5-minute YouTube video since the day that I came back from Mexico, and I wasn't using my phone there. So pretty much since before I left, I've watched one 5-minute YouTube video, and I don't go on YouTube anymore. I just fucking zip, upload my podcast, dude, and dude, jet, just jet. And I'm doing that in conjunction with the meditation adventure, because part of the, and then there's not really like an explicit goal per se, but there's the understanding that you're doing it for 60 days because by day 60 is when you'll have cleared out sort of your mental inbox. And my whole thing was like, well, how much am I going to really be clearing out my mental inbox by day 60 if I continue to just fucking listen to like 3 hours of videos and podcasts a day? Like, it's just going to be like coming in one ear and then fucking like going out in my early morning meditation. And then during the night, it's going to be refilling. So I was like, I need to change some of my lifestyle too. It's not just about going out there and sitting and fucking, oh, woo, now I'm fucking enlightened, like, and it feels good. It feels good. I'm not like fucking fuck politics, dude. Fuck it. Fucking fuck politics, dude. Fuck it up the fucking fuckity fucking ass, dude. Fuck politics, dude. Fuck it, dude. I'm not fucking doing that anymore. I don't even know how I got started on that, dude. The only time, dude, that I'm doing politics now is when I'm taking a shit. That's the only time, dude. And that's how I use Twitter, is when I'm taking a shit. It's just like, all right, dude, I'm taking a shit. I'm going to pull up Twitter. And as soon as I see something about COVID, or as soon as I see 2 people fighting, I'm done, dude. I'm out. That's how I'm using Twitter now, is just fucking, as soon as I see 2 people fighting, or as soon as I see the word COVID or mask, I'm just like, I'm all right. I'm done, dude. I'm done. No use in going further. And that's how I found out about the LA outdoor dining ban. And what did that do for me? It just made me, fucking judge a state and that's it, dude. And just be like, oh, what a fucking idiot idea to ban this. And I was like, I don't live there. It's not my problem. Why did I just use those 5 minutes of energy for that when I could have just used it, to fucking shit? What else, man? But yeah, so the point is to clear out your mental inbox, and I, if you fucking, as long as you do the 60 minutes, 60 days, that's awesome. Good for you. My suggestion, if you want to take a little harder route, is find one thing that you do a lot of that serves no purpose at all in your life, and stop doing it while you're doing the thing. Replace 1 hour of that with the meditating. I'm not watching shit when I eat anymore. Like I'm just eating in silence, dude. Like that's now a habit in my life, which is fucking awesome. And it's also I've been having, I think this is more because of the winter change, but I've been having a harder time with like finishing meals. And I don't know why that is. Like I only eat 2 meals a day already, but I don't even finish them sometimes. And I just read that fucking Wasted book by Maria Hornbacher, like about anorexia. And I'm just like, dude, fucking, I'm starting to think like, do I have an eating disorder, man? Um, but I think what it is just that I've fucked up my eating patterns when I was in Mexico. Because when I'm there, dude, I just wake up and my dad's like, oh, dude, I got fucking ground pork dipped in pork juice. Do you want it in tacos? And it's 9:30 in the morning. And he's got a bottle of Coca-Cola. And he's just like fucking, dude. I can't ever not laugh when I say Coca-Cola, dude. When I say a Spanish word as if I was speaking Spanish, I think it's the most annoying thing in the world, dude. But it's so funny. And it's so funny if you do it knowing that it's the most annoying thing in the world. If you do it not knowing and you think that it's cool and that it makes you more cultured to say Coca-Cola instead of Coca-Cola, dude, you're dumb. That's what you are. You're fucking dumb. You're a dumb American, dude. Uh, but yeah, I fucked up my eating patterns. And because I wake up and my dad gets me these fucking greasy, delicious tacos at 9:30. I drink it with Coca-Cola. And then at like noon, he's like, all right, so what's for lunch? And I'm like, dude, I just got out of the shower. What do you mean, what's for lunch? He's like, oh, well, I got these fucking tamales, dude. I got these fucking empanadas. And I'm like, well, I got to eat some of those, right? I don't know how to make those in Austin. I got to eat some empanadas and tamales while I can. And then at like 3 or 4, we eat again. And then it's just like I'm eating like 4 or 5 times a day, but I'm eating in smaller portions. And I'm eating with Coca-Cola, dude. And the thing about Coca-Cola is that when you drink it, it makes water taste like pee, dude. And so I come back here and now I'm just drinking water again. And it's like, it tastes kind of like fucking, nothing. Dude, I just remembered I don't know who. I don't know why I said who like that, but I don't know who of my friends, but I remember that I have one friend that doesn't like water. Yeah, dude, you can't not like water. That's not a possibility, dude. But I vividly remember one of my friends you would pour him a cup of water and he'd be like, oh, no, I don't like water. It just, dude, I don't know. That's just a little side note. But yeah, so I'm doing the challenge. One of the things I didn't mention in the last podcast that I learned on my trip in Cancun, dude, or Puerto Morelos. I shouldn't say Cancun because it's not Cancun. But if I say Puerto Morelos, people are gonna be like, oh, is that in like fucking Honduras? I learned, through watching my dad. I already knew this, but I didn't really fully cement it, that my relationship with time. I have this little guy on my wrist solely for practical purposes. I I don't wear this so that people are like, oh, dude, nice watch, bro. I wear it because I use the timer when I'm cooking, dude. I use the timer when I'm meditating. I use the stopwatch for the podcast. I check the time a lot. And when I was down there, I took it off for like several days at a time. And I just remember feeling like, dude, time goes by a lot slower when you're not looking at the time every fucking 5 minutes, which wouldn't seem to make sense. And I think it's got to do with, that I wasn't using my phone. But I just realized that I'm always sort of thinking about the next thing before I'm even done doing the one thing. So like when I write, I'll write for like 45 minutes and then I'll stop for like a second just to like collect myself. And then I say like, oh, I could keep writing. And I'm like, oh, but if I have breakfast after noon, well, then I'm not going to have time to do this before work. And then, and I'm just like, why don't you just finish writing? And then, however much time you have left is however much time you have left. Instead of trying to just squeeze things in, like my workout routine is just like a 45-minute to an hour thing. And there's a lot of times where I would come home from work and I would have a date at like 7 and I get home at 5:30 and I'm like, dude, I either work out or I eat. What do I do? And I end up doing both, but just like shitty and fast and poor form. And then I'm like upset. Like I'm fucking, why did I schedule a date, dude, when I knew I didn't have time? And just go into a date like that, and so I've got this thing right with time, and I saw my dad basically doing the same thing, except that, when I do it here, I'm doing it to myself and I'm just fucking myself up. Right. When I was there, it was like he was doing it to me, to his fucking girlfriend, to like his friends, to his workers, just to everybody. Or it was affecting everybody, not just himself, not just him. And so it's like that story I told about when we went to breakfast, right? He fucking, eats like Goku in Dragon Ball Z. And then 5 minutes later, he's done with his food, gets up, goes fucking runs errands while we all finish our breakfast. Because he's thinking the exact same way that I would be thinking in his shoes, which is, oh, dude, I'm done eating. They're going to be like another 25 minutes. That 25 minutes is exactly the amount of time I need to go buy these 3 things. And I'm already here, right? I don't want to drive back and then drive all the way, And so your life becomes a very fucking like practical thing after the other. And, this doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to do it this way. Like, and that's also another reason that I wanted to start the meditation thing, is because it's just like, dude, I always feel like I had a lot of time in my day that I didn't use well, like well over an hour and a half a day that just goes away, probably that used to go away just watching YouTube videos, eating slower because I was watching something and I would stop and laugh or whatever, or scrolling social media, all those little moments when you get out of the shower and you're in your towel and it's like feels nice, the temperature change, and you're just like, what if I just drop into my bed for 5 minutes, just give myself a little 5-minute breaker and fucking see what's going on in all of my apps, right? Let's check my fucking Gmail, see if this person responded that wanted to be on the podcast. Oh, they haven't. Oh, let's see what's going on Instagram. Oh, the same shit that was going on 3 minutes ago. I checked. Let's see what's going on in Facebook. Oh, nobody uses Facebook anymore. Oh, let's see what's going on in fucking dating world. Ah, I still have no matches left for today, so I can't even use it today. Oh, my notepad. There's no fucking to-do lists on your notepad because you don't use it for that anymore. You use physical fucking Post-its. Let's fucking see soccer news, there's been no fucking club games because it's an international break and it's been 10 days since the clubs played. So there's no news. And then it's just like, dude, LinkedIn, that's always my last resort is LinkedIn. It's like, let's see what's going on on LinkedIn, dude. And so my relationship with time, I want to change it, and I am changing it. You know, I didn't get to write today, and that's fine, you know, because I did my meditation instead. I had 2 hours before work, and I used one of them to eat and shower, and the other one to meditate. And it's like, dude, it's totally fine. You know, I don't have to, you know, I don't know, man. There's just something about thinking about what am I going to do next when you finish the thing, as opposed to when you're doing the thing, because it's more like there's more freedom in your day. You know, there's more adventure. You know, I'll finish doing this podcast, and I'm probably going to finish it by like 9 o'clock. And then I've got, you know, an hour and a half to 2 hours before I'll be asleep. And I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, Mike Tyson is about to fucking murder Roy Jones Jr. Maybe I'll watch that. But if I don't finish in time, dude, then I'll watch the highlights, you know? And maybe I'll read. Maybe I'll fucking write in my journal. I don't know, man. There's endless possibilities. Or maybe I won't do anything and I'll just go to sleep earlier, right? But I don't like becoming a slave to time. And that's what it feels like. And I've got the understanding about why, right? The whole, my great-grandfather got killed in a bar. My grandfather fucking had to take care of the family. And then it comes from a literal need to survive, that it's passed down. And so I've got to do something about it, man, because I don't enjoy. Nobody enjoys being a slave to time. And if somebody says that they do, you know, like somebody like fucking, you know, like Gary V, dude. If somebody like Gary Vee, he's fucking just like, dude, you got to take advantage of the day. You got to do so many things, and just fucking, just like, shut up, you know? So my relationship with time is one fuck pie that I want to bake. I don't even know what that means, but dude, my job, I think I've mentioned my job is closing I'll be out of a job December 13th, starting December 14th. 13th is the last day. And that's fucking exciting, dude. You know, I know it sounds weird to say exciting. I mean, if it was up to me, I would let it remain open, right? It's the perfect job for right now in my life, so that I can do all these things like the podcast and the writing. But as opposed to when I was at my last job and just fucking miserable, but also sort of like afraid, now I'm just like, who am I going to meet now? You know, where am I going to be riding my bike to? What if I get a job that's work from home, right? What if I get a job as a fucking copywriter, dude? Start making like 50 grand a year and just fucking, you know, become depressed and miserable and just fucking stop writing my own stuff, right? Become a slave to the man and start going out to like happy hours, because I think that that's what's going to fulfill me. Who knows? But I will be out of a job unless I find another job beforehand. You know, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. I'm more excited about it, because there's also the awareness that if I don't get a job by the 13th, I don't have to work, you know, dude. Like, that's the thing that people don't like realize about quitting a shitty job. It's not just that like, oh, what am I going to do? What if I run out of, like, all the negative worst case scenario stuff? It's also like when you graduate high school, dude, and you're just like, woo, dude, you know, you just got fucking done with homework forever. And, you know, you don't have to ever go back to prison, man. And it's like, it's that feeling every time that you leave a job, because you have at least a couple days where you don't have to work again. And it's just fucking like, oh, I can do whatever I want, man. You know, like, uh, so who knows what's going to come my way. I was just talking to my good friend Chris the other day, last night, about the freelance writing thing. That gig I had about with the older guy who was writing a book about his dog, and I was getting paid like, you know, upwards of $3,000 for that in 3 payments. I got the first one, and then I delivered the second thing, or the first thing, and I just chopped his book in half, right? Because it was shit, dude. And in retrospect, I realized that I decided to be right instead of effective. And it cost me, you know, close to $3,000. So I don't know. It's one of those things, right? You got your values, and my rationale at the time was like, I don't want to fucking help somebody put out a shitty product. But at the end of the day, man, it's just a couple of weeks of work, $3,000. Fucking suck it up, dude, and then take a vacación to Mexico, dude, or fucking go to Europe, you know, go to España, dude, and fucking, you know, I don't know what. So, you know, you live and you learn. What are you going to do about it? I have been applying to like copywriter type jobs, and like, just like, I don't know, man, see what that's like, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I found one that I applied to that's called Literati. That's a book club subscription service, and they've got like an adult version and a kid version. And it's like, dude, I didn't know this place existed, and it's in Austin, and they're hiring. So I was like, fucking, you know, probably not gonna get it, dude, because it was a really good fucking job. And it was like, you need to have all this experience. But I'm like, you know, they said sell literati to us in 10 words. And I was just like, all right, dude, fucking, you know, give me 30 minutes and I'll fucking, you know, I'll give you a receipt for your purchase. So I don't know. It's fun. It's fun just to apply to fucking little weird off jobs that you didn't even know existed like that. And what else, man? I got my first request to be on somebody to want to be on the podcast. Still working out the details. Hopefully he'll be on maybe next week, maybe the week after. And I reached out to a couple people, right? So there's a couple guests in the works, but I'm not worried about it. Like I said, dude, I'm not a slave to the job. I'm not a slave. I don't have any obligations. I'm doing this because I like doing it, because I want to do it, not because I fucking have to do it. And I need to remember that, and I need to remind myself of that. So job's gonna be out, man. Speaking of my job, man, it's you know, there's homeless people everywhere in Austin, and every once in a while they come to your business asking for water or asking for free shit, and if you give it to them, they come back. You know, if you give a homeless person something for free, it come back. And this guy came up, and he just fucking like, just like looking at like, you know, he's making this like like angry but like upset face, like he's upset at the world, but like he wants me to know. And I open the window and I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't realize you were homeless. What do you want? And he says, you got any fucking free water? And we don't, unfortunately, unless it was just fucking sink water. And I was like, dude, I could give you some sink water. He's like, nah, that's gross. And I'm like, oh, dude, a homeless guy with fucking standards. That's new. You know? And then I was just like, all right, I can't give you anything. Sorry, man. And he fucking, dude, it was the most disgusting, maybe the most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed someone else do. I don't even think he did this on purpose, but he was just sort of like, all right, well, he was about to say something, dude, and this chunk of green material that I don't even know what it was flew out of his mouth and landed on the counter. And I looked at it, dude, and it just looked like fucking, you know, when you get like a bug and your shit comes out green. It looked like that, but for a dog, you know, dude. It was like there was turf in there and there was something sort of like orange that was shiny, and you could tell that it was gooey because it landed and it was like, you know, it made like a little, you know, a fucking like adhesive sound. And I was just like, I just made this face like, dude, like, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, man, my cavity stings. My cavity stings. Like he like kept saying, and I was just like, fuck, dude, get away, dude. Fucking dude, imagine just smelling that guy's breath and fainting. Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, I didn't even need to tell that story, dude. That's fucking disgusting. And I don't even, you know, he did wipe it off, but then there was still sort of like a green like shadow that it left, and I had to wipe that off. Dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. So anyway, that's about all that's happened of late. Thanksgiving I didn't really do much. I took care of my brother's dog. I took care of Ellie. Should I just call her Ellie, dude? I don't know, dude. Is it weird to just say like, "Oh, I'm taking care of the dog," and then people are like, "What dog?" And I'm like, "Oh, Ellie. She's, you know, like, I don't know. Is it weirder to just be like every time I'm like, "Oh yeah, my brother's dog," right? It's fucking. I've lived with her since she was adopted, and you know, yeah, if we ever like move out into our own places, she's gonna go with him. She's not my dog. But you know, I don't know, dude. I say a weird shit like that sometimes, you know. Like my Mexican friends, like fucking maybe they're just your friends, dude. Why do they have to be your Mexican friends? I but I didn't do much I went for a walk for Thanksgiving. That's about as much as I did. And I don't mean, you know, a fucking Chinese dish, if it's even Chinese. I hope it is. I don't want people to get offended. But I finally this Thanksgiving was the first Thanksgiving that I finally understand grace. You know, like when everybody just closes their eyes and says grace, it's like, I don't know, dude. I almost want to do that with my family when I grow up. You know, if I ever have kids and a wife, maybe not every time, but maybe like Sunday nights. It's just like, all right, kids, let's just not even say grace, but just like, let's just have like, a little 30-second, like a moment of silence, like they do before games sometimes. A moment of silence before this meal. And just, because that's why I understand grace now, is because I've been doing that, and that helped me to stop just fucking watching TV while I eat, and to actually, I am about to eat, and I am fortunate that I am about to eat. Some people are not going to eat tonight. And just like stop for a second and not just fucking like, here's another fucking chicken dish. Like, just become a slave to that too. It's like, dude, I gotta eat. And it's nice. I don't know. There's all these things that you learn when you're a kid, but they're taught to you in the most obnoxious way, right? It's like, oh, we're gonna say grace, and fucking everybody go around the table and say something nice about, grandma for making this meal. And you're 6 and you're like, dude, I don't like to speak in public. Don't make me fucking do something I don't want to. And so then that kills the joy of doing it, because you're scared and you're like, uncomfortable, instead of just like, let's just all sit in silence, dude. And explain also why. Because when you ask why when you're a kid and you have shitty adults around you that don't know why, this is what they tell you. Because that's how it's done. And it's just like, that makes me want to do it even less. So that makes me want to do it even fucking less. All right? And I'm 6. And I shouldn't not want to do things because of you. And there's also like Christmas, dude. Like, why are you guys lying to me? Why don't we just all acknowledge that Santa is this thing that is like a fun thing to participate in, but he's not an actual person that fucking rides a sleigh with fucking reindeer through the sky and plops into your chimney. It's like, hey, we don't have a chimney, dude. Where is he gonna? Am I not gonna get gifts? And he's like, well, no, he makes exceptions. It's like, then it just the lie gets deeper and deeper and deeper. But there's, the holiday spirit is fucking awesome, man. Like, my brother got a Christmas tree last year, just this tiny little Christmas tree, and it's like, dude, it's fucking, it's cool. It's cool to have a little Christmas tree there, and not just be like, oh, dude, fucking, fuck Christmas, fuck Halloween, fuck Thanksgiving. I just work all the time, and I just fucking, that's for fucking pussies, dude. Who even celebrates that? That's how I was like for a long time, and now I'm starting to see, you gotta enjoy the good times, and participate, right? For me, I was always afraid to participate, so I just made fun of the thing that I didn't want to participate in, that I wanted to participate in, that I was afraid to participate in. And now I see the value in those things, like saying grace or fucking praying, dude. It's like the same thing as meditating, basically. And yeah, that's my fucking lecture. I think there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about, and it's the being off my phone, man. Being off my phone for 13 days was easy for the first 10 days and, moderately difficult for the final 3 days. but it was so, it's just when you do it, unless you're just like in a miserable place in life, when you do it, when you get off your phone for an extended period of time, you never don't feel better. You always feel better. That's a better way of saying it. You always feel better when you don't use your phone. But it's not just that, right? Because that's an easy, like, what's the fucking point in just, I was off my phone for 7 days, 13 days, however long. Now I'm going to go back to the way things were. It's like, oh, well, then you didn't learn shit. And you just did it because it was a pleasant experience, right? Like people that do ayahuasca, dude, for like the 7th time in 1 year. It's just like, all right, man, what are you learning? And the things that I brought back with me, what were the things that I brought back with me from the experience? One was, fuckity politics. The other one was I just sort of like cleared my social media feeds of people that I don't know. That was one filter, was if I don't know you, if I've never met you, or if I don't know you, then you're gone. You're gone. And if you're just like a celebrity, dude, you're gone too. And if you're fucking somebody that gives shitty advice, dude, you're gone. I basically just kept like close friends, some family, some acquaintances, and then 6 to 10 sort of like big name people like Joe Rogan, right? Because I don't want to listen to fucking every episode he puts out, but I also want to say fucking, I don't know, man, say that he had Tucker Max on or something like that. I'd be like, fucking, oh dude, I want to make sure that I listen to that, right? Because that could actually teach me something that I can take into my life and actually use. And so I just kept people like that, right? Noah Kagan, guy that helped me build my email list and start getting guests on I would not have guests on my podcast if it wasn't for Noah Kagan. It's as simple as that. About as simple as that, dude. And so that was the first thing, right? Was just, I think, unless I've already said two things, that was the first thing, was just clear my social fucking media. The second thing was realizing, the first thing was fuckity fuck politics. The second thing was my social media. The third thing was, like a lot of the time I spent on my phone was tied to how I used my phone. Let me explain, because that doesn't make any sense the way I just said it. Also, a lot of people that I messaged with prior to my trip, I would message, videos or songs or fucking memes, and then have a little 5 to 6 text interaction about them. Complete useless interaction. And I've gotten rid of those. Entirely gotten rid of those. So that was one thing. It's just like not using YouTube anymore. That was the biggest thing, was just, I don't need this, man. I don't need this. Get away from me, dude. Fucking exercise it from my body. Because most of the time I was on my phone was scrolling YouTube. Not even watching YouTube, scrolling it. Because YouTube is like the greatest invention that ever existed. Except that it doesn't do very much for you. And I would just scroll and like add videos to my watch later and then never watch them later. Or go back to them and be like, I don't even actually want to watch that. And so then I start to like, well, so what else is there here that I don't want to watch? And then it's like this whole process of filtering and unfiltered. And it's just like, this is not. So I got rid of that too. And basically just using my phone more for what I need to use it for, what I want to use it for, and want being the operative word, meaning not that I'm a slave to YouTube and I think that I want to watch videos. No, actually, like, oh, I want to share about, fucking this emotional thing. So I'm going to write a little snippet about it and post it on social media. Or I don't know, man, but just I've been using my phone way less. And also just not demonizing my phone, right? Like I said, I've watched one 5-minute YouTube video in the 8 days that I've been back. 9. I've been back for 9 days. And it was a 5-minute video from Philip McKernan talking about, doing things with no expectations and not out of obligation, which I even talked about, fucking unconsciously came back up for me during this podcast. It's not like, fuck, dude, I watched a video. It's just like, all right, dude, it's one 5-minute video. And now I don't want to continue watching more videos. Or, I'm going to see, like that's pretty much it, man. And I think the part of the reason the trip was not hard, but part of the reason that the trip was heavy was because I wasn't using my phone and I wasn't watching TV and I wasn't, I didn't have distractions except for a book. And sometimes it's not, you don't even want to read. So it was just like, fuck it, dude. You either write about this and sort of sift through what happened, or you just go outside and you look at the beach and you look at the stars and you look at the ocean and you think about it and you feel it. And that's what I'm trying to get to in my Austin life. I'm trying to remove input and just increase my original thought, which I don't think that original thought really exists, at least not very often, unless you're like a newborn baby. But even then, it's like you have the same thoughts. You want a titty to suck on, and you want fucking love, and you want to be held. Like we all babies, none of them are original, But what I mean by original thought is that I just don't want to, when I read about the fucking ban in LA for outdoor dining, I don't just want to be like, oh yeah, dude, fuck everybody that's banning like fucking, because I read about it on some, idiot's fucking Facebook wall. I want to actually, think about like, oh, they did it admitting that they have no proof or evidence or nothing at all that is why they're just doing it because, and literally admitting that, oh, well, that sucks. All right, but is it my problem? Nah. All right, then that's it. And that's how I sift through that instead of just dedicating so much energy to it. And just, I think it'll help me get back to the present moment in the way that, if somebody says something to me, I will actually hear what they said, not my fucking interpretation of 10 different podcasts that I listen to. What would they think? 10 fucking different comedians that I've heard talking about this and this. It's like, what would they think? Fucking music. Whoa, well, how would this guy fucking talk about it in this? I was like, how do I feel about what I just fucking heard? And what do I think? You know? And do that with my life too. Just like, oh, the food truck is going to close in 2 weeks. Oh, I feel this sort of excitement, some kind of sadness because it's a convenient job, but also I don't feel scared. Oh, awesome, dude. Instead of, you listen to a podcast and they're like, well, yeah, the pandemic, you don't want to lose your job and you want to make sure. And then you're like, fucking, oh, yeah, you want to make sure that you have a job. And you start to repeat things that other people said instead of maybe you weren't afraid of losing the job in the first place. Getting back to the gut feeling. That's what I'm trying to get back to. Gut feeling and just, listening to myself and not all this other bullshit noise, dude. Like I said, fuckity politics. Fuckity fuck him, dude. That's the podcast. Thanks for listening. If you are interested in writing or healing lessons and tools, I have a newsletter that goes out once a week at sendfox.com/NIKOAGF. And it's once a week. You can unsubscribe anytime. No spam, none of that bullshit. And that's where I will be giving away free chapters from my upcoming book whenever that's finished. So make sure if you're interested in that, you sign up and, give it a trial run. You can always unsubscribe and tell me to fuck off if you don't like what I'm saying. Also, subscribe on wherever you're listening. Give it a 5-star review on iTunes. That always helps. You guys really showed up for that one when I asked. And yeah, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hope you don't blow all your money on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. And now I'm going to go see if this fucking Tyson fight has started or if it's still Jake fucking who gives a fall, dude. All right. Good night, everyone.